Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video we will see how to configure the link aggregation and link redundancy port on the FortiGate firewall. Okay. So basically link aggregation is nothing but when you are combining two or more physical interface together and making them as one virtual interface, that is called link aggregation. Okay. The benefit of this link aggregation is, like, if you are having 1 gigabit bandwidth of each interface, so and you are combining two physical interface, it will become 2 gigabit interface for one virtual interface. Okay. So it will utilize 2 gigabit of bandwidth, okay, when you use link aggregation. Also, if one link is broken, okay, then traffic will pass to from other interface, okay, from other port, okay, whatever is active. So that is how it works. And about link redundancy is nothing but it provides backup. Okay, so if you're using link redundancy on two interface, okay, suppose you configure two interface together, okay, and combining for link redundancy, so at a time one will be active only. Okay, traffic will goes to always from one interface, okay, or one port. So once that port is down, okay, active port is down, then only traffic will move to other port. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, so let's start with configuration. Okay, so I'm using same topology like which I have used in my previous video. Okay, so and I have some configuration on the firewall, but I will configure same firewall again. So I'll just log into the firewall and uh, I'm going to remove all the configuration firewall. So I want to show you from scratch. Okay, so I'll just go to the and do factory reset. Okay, so execute factory reset. That is the command to completely reset FortiGate firewall. Okay, so it would become like new firewall. Okay, where we don't have any configuration. So let's wait for some time. And meanwhile, I'll just put ping for this firewall. Okay, so this IP will be removed, so I cannot ping. Okay, so just check the console here. Okay, it's okay. So firewall is up now. Let's configure. See, it's asking for new password, so I'll just give the password. So right now nothing is configured on the firewall, it's like new firewall. Okay, so we will configure this management port here for the GUI access of this firewall. Okay, edit port 5. In this topology we are using port 5 for the management. Set mode static, set IP. I'm enabling only 2 as of now, so let's try to access it from here. It can take little time. See, I'm getting the response now. Okay, so Let's configure other interface and link aggregation. So first we will configure the link aggregation, and once it is done, okay, then we will configure link redundancy on the FortiGate firewall. Okay, and to configure link aggregation on FortiGate firewall, we also have to configure ether channel on this switch, okay, or port bundle, you can say, but both end we have to do same configuration, then only link aggregation will work, otherwise it will not work. So so we are using port 3, port 2 for the LAN. Okay, I'll just mention here LAN network. So this is our LAN. Okay, and in the LAN we have created VLAN 20 and VLAN 30. So we'll configure interface accordingly. So port 3, port 2. There is no configuration on port 3, port 2. So we will just start configuration of our LAN aggregation port. Okay, and in the WAN interface, it is already picked up the IP address from DSCP itself. Okay, if you see here, so it says DSCP connected and IP address it has already received. I'll remove all the administrative access, only ping to check the reachability of firewall. Okay, so let's start configuration of our link aggregation port. So just you have to click on create new interface, LAN aggregate. Here you have to select this one, first one, okay, aggregate interface, and member port 2, port 3. These two ports are member of LAN interface. Okay, we are not going to give any IP address because we have to configure the VLAN. Okay, so you don't have to give any IP address here. Allow ping. Okay, now we can configure the VLAN 20 interface. You have to select LAN aggregate which you just have created. Okay, so I'm selecting LAN aggregate as a physical or aggregate interface, and this is virtual interface. VLAN ID 20. Gateway will be 10 only, 2.10. Enable ping. I am also going to enable DSCP, so I don't have to assign IP address to the PCs. Okay, so 10 is our gateway IP, so I'm going to use range from starting from 11. Okay, DNS IP 8.8.8 I'm going to use here. Advanced, okay, that's okay. Same with VLAN 30 interface LAN aggregate 30 ping DSCP server starting from 11 to 254. That's okay. We don't have that much PC, but still we are using that range. Okay, so VLANs are configured, but if you see here, it is showing red color also status down because right now we haven't configured Ether channel on the switch end. So in switch also we have some configuration. So I'm just going to remove everything. Erase, right. Okay, that was wrong command. It is removed only startup or nvram. See, startup configuration. Okay, think right memory or not. Okay, sorry. The command is write erase. Okay, there's no trunk. VLANs are there 20, 30, but there is no port on the VLAN. Okay, so we have to put these two and these two ports on VLAN. Okay, and these interface will be part of our Ether channel. So startup configuration is removed in the running configuration is also removed. Okay, so, so now let's start configuring interfaces. So first we'll put these two interface in VLAN 20. Switch mode, access, switch port, access, VLAN 20. Now we are putting other ports are in VLAN 30. Now for these two port we are configuring Ether channel. Okay, interface range. We are keeping mode on here. In the firewall we'll keep mode static. Okay, so we'll have to change port on the firewall. So if you see here the status, it is showing bundled in port channel. P means bundled in port channel. So port channel and ether channels are is successfully configured on this switch. Okay, so interface trunk, in the trunk it is showing port channel 1. Okay, VLAN, so spanning tree. So our spanning tree protocol also working fine. You can see here VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Okay. Now, if you go to the FortiGate Firewall, see this interface, it is still showing down. Okay. Why? Because we haven't configured the LSAP mode or this aggregation mode is static. Okay, so let's configure that from CLI. So, full configuration. So, right now it is active. We'll configure it as static. Now refresh this page. Now if you see, this is configured. Okay, and it's working. If you check now. Okay, VPCs are already configured. Okay, let's try to again pick IP from the DSAP and same with VLAN 30. So I got the IP address, and if I try to ping, it's working fine. Okay, so this is how we configure link aggregation on the FortiGate firewall. Okay. So I'm not going to configure the firewall policy because that was already configured in my previous videos. So you can check my previous videos. And if you don't know how to configure a firewall policy, then those videos are useful for you. Okay. So I'm not going to do that again in this video. So now let's start configuring this link redundancy. Okay. For link redundancy, we will remove this link aggregation configuration from these ports. Okay. So we have to first delete these VLANs from here, and if you try to delete now, delete option it is not giving. Okay, because in the reference it is showing two object or two configurations. So which first we have to delete this configuration. Okay, so let's delete one by one. Now you should be able to delete VLAN 20. See, now VLAN 30. Same, we have to delete this two configuration. Now VLAN 30, and here also we are not getting delete option, so just check the reference. I'll drag it here. So this is deleted. In the switch end also we have to remove that configuration. So first we'll configure redundant interface on firewall. So just go to the interface, LAN redundant interface. You have to select this redundant interface. Member port to port 3. IP, we are not giving any IP address because we will configure the VLAN. Okay. Now configure the VLAN. LAN interface LAN redundant. Okay. Now you can give IP address here. I'm enabling ping for checking the connectivity of firewall. DSCP server VLAN 30 interface LAN redundant. Now it's done. If you try to ping now, you're still able to ping because both the interface are trunk only. Okay, but the Ether channel configuration is wrong, so we will just remove this port. If you see here, okay, do show configuration. So we have created this port channel. We will remove that. No interface port channel, and also in interface we will remove this command. Okay, from 1/3 and 0/0. No, and you can just copy and paste. See, and so I think so. When you remove this Ether channel port channel configuration, it is showing administratively down. Okay, so you just have to make this port up. Interface range E/0 and E1/3. No shut. Okay. And show interface trunk. Yeah, it's showing correctly now. And this 20-30 villains are allowed in this trunk. Okay. So it takes little time sometime, but should be able to ping. Villains in the spanning tree, forwarding state, not true, so spanning tree, showing. Okay, okay, I'm able to ping now. It takes a little bit time. Okay, same with this. So that is how we configure the link redundant on the FortiGate firewall. So if you go to the FortiGate firewall and so I'm just changing this status of this port. Okay, making this port down, port 2. Set status down. Still it is not done because we have to put end command and enter. So let's see. So if traffic is passing through port 2, then it will get uh, one or two packet will get dropped, and then it should move from port 3. Let's see. See, you can see one drop here. After that, it is shifted to port 3. And if you check here as well, you can see this port 2 is disabled. Okay, so that is how link redundancy will work. Okay, we can again make this port up. Now, if you see again, you got one drop and it is again shifted to port 2. Okay, because earlier port 2 was active. So when port 2 is again up, then it is moved traffic from port 3 to port 2. And if you don't want, okay, that, so you can just go to the interface, this redundant interface, which is LAN redundant. So full configuration. So here you can see set priority override enable. So if you disable this, okay, then if one port is down and again if it is getting up, okay, then traffic will not move to that port, okay. So you will not see one drop or any network interruption, okay. So if suppose if I set this priority override disable, and so right now traffic is passing through port 2. So let's change the status for port 2, set the status down, and one drop is there, and now it is passing through port 3. You can see same in the GUI that port 2 is disabled. Okay, here. Now if so now port status is up. Okay, you can see in the GUI as well. See, but we are not seeing any drop here. Okay, we didn't see any drop because we have disabled this priority override. So there was only one drop when port was down, but when port got active again, we didn't see any drop because traffic is still passing through port 3. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear now. So I would suggest just go and do the same lab, and in case of any query or doubt, you can just put same in the comment. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you so much.